Hey fools, today I'm going to talk about PEX. The type of PEX I use is expansion PEX. It's pretty simple to install. All you got to do is not cut it crooked as hell like I just did. All you got to do is cut it straight. See, that's a nice straight cut. Grab your expansion rings, insert them in. Grab your expansion gun and start expanding. It takes about 6 to 9 expansions on a 1/2 inch. The bigger the size, the more sometimes you got to do it. Then grab your fitting, insert that, and just hold it in place so it just doesn't come out. And then bam, you're in PEX certified. And just repeat the process on the other side of the 90, and then you're done. You wonder why you would choose PEX over copper, and then a lot of people, I could hear in the comments, oh, you're not a real plumber, you're using PEX, you gotta sweat. And I'll give you a bunch of reasons why you would choose PEX over copper. The main reason you would choose PEX over copper is the cost. I know most of you guys probably work in plumbing, but don't actually buy the material, and you don't realize how expensive copper is. It's almost 4 times more expensive than PEX. Here's a quick code from my supplier. L copper is $2.39 a foot. I don't use M copper, so you get it cheaper, but I use L. The Sweat 90 was the cheapest of the 90s, but it's still 73 cents. But you also gotta take into account for labor, man. You gotta sand the copper piece, you gotta ream it, you gotta freaking do all this extra flex, fire up the torch. There's so much labor to sweating copper. It's 4 times longer than PEX. It took me 2 minutes and 22 seconds just to sweat this 90. I know a lot of you guys don't care because you guys are not paying for it, but if it takes 4 times longer, the material is 4 times more expensive, then the bid could be 4 times higher than compared to PEX. And the customer might not want to pay that. I also noticed that most of the plumbers on TikToks are like service and repair plumbers, so they go in and change something simple. So it doesn't matter when you're replacing 10 feet of copper. The price is not. It's when you're doing a whole house repipe that the price really matters. If we need 1,000 feet, it could be $600 in PEX or $2,200 in freaking copper L. I could argue with you guys and be like, yeah, sweating plumbers, only real plumbers sweat pipe, this and that. I can spend all day arguing with you guys why copper is better than PEX or PEX is better than copper. But at the end of the day, arguing with you guys doesn't pay the bill, so I gotta provide quotes. I'll provide a quote in PEX and copper, but more likely they're gonna choose PEX over copper. It's just cheaper. And then if the customer could afford it, I'm installing copper. I don't really care. It's up to the customer at the end of the day whether they want to pay for the premium of copper. Another thing you got to consider when you're sweating pipe, how many tools you have to carry. You have to carry about 8+ tools. You got to have your torch, your flux brush, your flux, your solder, your sandpaper, reamer, bunch of other stuff. And I know I'm making it sound like I'm just bitching and it's like, damn, it's so much work. But it all fucking adds up at the end of the day when you're making a bid. You got to consider all that. Another option you have with copper is you could pro press it, but the only drawback is it's more expensive. The 90, that was the most expensive fitting. It was $276 for a 90. What's cool about pro press, you drop your tools in half. You go from carrying like 8 tools to 4. All you need is your sandpaper, your reamer, and your pro press gun. That's pretty much it. But for some reason, you guys fucking hate pro press. I don't know what pro press did to you guys. Like pro press slept with your wife or something, but you guys hate it. I always read the comments. I don't know, maybe you guys are too broke to afford the ProPress gun, but man, installing ProPress is way better than soldering. I mean, it has its advantages and disadvantages, but still, it's 4 times faster. That's why I love ProPress. It took me about 54 seconds to ProPress this 90. It's 4 times faster than sweating the 90. Then we got PEX, man. PEX is 66 cents a foot. The PEX 90 was 183. It was in the middle between the ProPress and the solder. But what I love PEX is you don't really need 2 tools. You just need your gun and your pipe cutters and you're done. That's all you need. It took 41 seconds to install this 90. Do you guys like installing PEX or do you guys prefer copper? Let me know in the comments. And why do you guys hate ProPress so much? Like, what did ProPress do to you guys? Or is it because you guys just can't afford the gun? We'll start a GoFundMe for you guys that can't afford a ProPress gun. Like and follow and give me your guys' opinion, honestly, what I could do better and what do you guys want to hear and stuff like that, like and follow.